I'm trying to quit the smoke and
you got the Chantix.
Got that. Well, I got the phone Chantix.
Yeah.
So I got the app that like sends you text that's like, you're doing great. It sends you like a meme of like The Office if you don't smoke a cigarette or something.
So you can't afford the full Leota yet.
No. I'm going for the week trial.
Sure.
As we all are. I'm going
to a meme of The Office.
Yeah, it's lame. It's like checks in with you. It's like, so did you have one today? And you send back a thing that says no, and then it sends you a meme of like Michael Scott going like, you rule, and I'm like, this is my lame aunt making sure I don't smoke. But I've learned that cigarettes are, like you were saying, a diuretic. And suffice to say, your boy's been a little stopped up the last couple of days. And I just got the free trial of the Criterion channel. This is great.
Is something on fire?
No, they're cooking the damn carne again.
Oh, man, it's gonna smell.
They just fired up the damn grill. Yeah.
Normally, my butthole would pucker at this, but
it's raining outside too. That you cannot stop these people. It is raining outside.
It's very Blade Runner-y today.
Yeah,
it's raining. Everyone's wearing masks.
Yeah, we just got a shipment of masks in from Fargo.
I mean, what are we missing? Flying cars? Like that's it.
Pretty much.
That's literally robots and flying cars.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm watching.
We got the robots. We got the Roomba. We heard it last time.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It screams. Yeah, the one that screams. I don't know. Long story short, I watched In the Mood for Love. Beautiful movie. And I was having
constipated.
The worst farts of all time. And like it smells like someone died in my room. And I'm watching this like very moody like meditation on unrequited love or just love that can't be fulfilled, and I was just like burping up shit wind the entire time and trying to be like, that's so profound.
Burnt pussy.
Yeah, that guy was not he was right,
Welcome to Burnt Pussy.
Welcome to Burnt Pussy Radio.
I like to imagine somebody didn't hear the 2 episodes ago to hear the story about the cowboy in Carter's bathroom in high school.
Oh yeah, I check it out 2 episodes ago. I don't want to repeat myself.
Yeah, but that's what that's a reference to. We're not just, well, I guess we are being crude for the sake of being crude. That's what this is about.
Yeah, but, I did say burping up shit wind earlier. I'm sorry.
Hey, you're a poet. You're a poet, baby.
It's like
still
visceral,
a family
man.
show. We all believe in God, so
sure.
It's fine.
God
gave us shit wind.
Oh yeah, now's the time to find that out from people who you know. For a while, it's like. So you're religious, huh?
We can actually tie this in perfectly. I have a story here that comes to us from Israel. Last week in Israel, 71-year-old Yaakov Litzman was spotted attending prayer services at the home of a fellow member of his Hasidic sect. This was 3 days after the Israeli Minister of Health guidelines went into effect, barring such services. Yaakov Litzman is Israel's Minister of Health.
Oh, my God.
Several days later, he and his wife were again spotted praying at a synagogue near their home. On Friday, it was further reported that Litzman is the only Knesset member who has refused to have his temperature taken at the entrance to the news studio where he was holding a press conference. Yesterday, it was announced that he and his wife, Chava, now have contracted COVID-19. As a result of recent contact with him, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, most of Israel's top government officials, everyone at his synagogue, Litzman's staff, everyone at the press conference, and everyone who works at Channel 12 News TV station have all been forced to self-isolate for 15 days because of the Minister of Health.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I really do love how, seriously, bowling gutter balls religion has been doing during this entire thing. Between the Florida preacher who's like, well, we all need to gather together and speak in tongues. It's like you're getting people sick.
Yeah. And this guy, I mean, he's, this very religious Hasid who officially, his office is telling people to not go out, and then he's just going out all over town, shaking hands and kissing babies like a fucking moron. By the way, in case you were wondering, yes, this guy was a huge fucking asshole before the whole thing started. Litzman was criticized for opposing legislation prohibiting tobacco advertising in newspapers. He argued that such laws would bankrupt newspapers who rely on this advertising revenue. It was pointed out that he had a conflict of interest due to his close association with ultra-Orthodox publications, Hamodia in particular, that rely on revenue from the many tobacco companies that they publish ads from. So he's like a newspaper. He's invested in all these newspapers, and that's why he was trying to prop up the tobacco industry in Israel. There's more. He also led the way in the Knesset to block Australia's extradition attempts to return an Israeli national, Malka Leifer, back to Australia, where she faced 74 charges of child sex abuse tied to the Adas Israel school sex abuse scandal, which occurred during her time running a religious school in Melbourne. She fled Australia before a warrant could be served in 2008. According to an investigation by Israel's Channel 13, 2015 that aired last year, Litzman allegedly intervened improperly to aid at least 10 sex offenders from Israel's ultra-Orthodox community. And also during a discussion in the Knesset about the health authorities becoming more sensitive towards LGBT people in 2016, he compared the LGBT community to the sinners who danced around the golden calf in the Bible. So fuck you.
Jesus Christ.
And fuck Boris Johnson, too, while we're at it.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I mean, and him being hospitalized in a system that he has tried to
dismantle, yes.
tried to dismantle for years. There is some sweet irony to that.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yes, it is.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, he said he's in good spirits and doesn't have pneumonia.
Okay, well, there's always time.
I think a lot of times, maybe political hypocrisy is kind of hard to see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to deduce your theories on it, but to have it be this blatant and bold, having when faced with a crisis like this,
Yeah.
and watching the direct actions of these politicians be refuted by experts and results
Right.
is. Yeah, it's something else.
Also, just ain't that a son of a bitch where you're like, oh, why did you have to go into utter lockdown, for 15 days? Oh, it was because of the Minister of Health.
Yeah, Jesus.
The Minister of Health probably infected me with COVID.
Yeah, the all of the leaders of Israel.
Jeez. Yeah, everybody. Plus everybody at the TV station, hundreds of people potentially. Just because of this one asshole. So,
Oh,
couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Yeah, free Palestine, everybody. Do you guys have news? Do you guys have anything fun?
I was watching Jackass last night.
Oh, good.
Still funny.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys are some of the most hilarious comedians ever.
Absolutely.
It gets a couple of laughs in there still. It's hard not to.
Jesus,
really.
yeah.
It's not even a couple. A lot
it's
still. I was watching clips before I came here.
It's, the way those guys talk about that show, and particularly the way they planned out stunts, is very much in the, Johnny Knoxville is openly oh yeah, we get a lot of it from watching cartoons, watching old Looney Tunes, shit like
Tex
that.
Avery kind of stuff.
And Johnny Knoxville says that because there's the Knoxville camp and then there's the Bam Margera camp, right?
Yeah, that's true.
The Bam Margera camp just does stuff that's not even funny.
Yeah,
they'll just do stuff that's fucking gross.
Yeah, they're more nihilistic, I think.
When somebody rubbed shit on Ryan Dunn's face while he was sleeping. And then to get him back, Ryan Dunne peed in that guy's mouth while he was sleeping.
Was that Jackass or was that CKY?
It was CKY, but still, there's the same fucking people.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was always a revelation when you found CKY, because Jackass was very mainstream, and then all of a sudden it was there's these other DVDs that are even crazier.
Yeah.
This is the kind of the hardcore stuff.
Yeah. Well, that one, I mean, the classic one in the CKY one, at least in that DVD that you're talking about, the one where they go to Norway and shit, is they later repurposed for the first Jackass in the form of the rental car demolition derby.
Oh, yeah.
But in the CKY one, it was just Bam Margera rented a car, and it only had, this stupid car only has an AM FM radio. It's so we decided to light the AM FM radio on fire.
We decided to light the AM FM on fire.
And then it just cuts to this giant fucking fireball.
Yeah.
It's like a Toyota Tercel or something.
I think there's something a little bit more likable about Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, infinitely, yeah.
I mean, and that being said, it's been so long, though.
They're about to do another one.
Yeah, they are.
Good. Well,
yeah.
Maybe that fire will get reignited, but it's I was about to say, Bam Margera's been through a lot.
Yeah,
fucking,
just on this show, we've run him over several times.
Sure. I mean, everyone has. He's easily the most hateable member of that crew, shall we say. But
absolutely.
And Johnny Knoxville was the whole, he does the whole, gee, ain't I a stinker, but in a way that's not tattooed with him tattoos and shit.
Yeah, sure.
He doesn't come off like a spoiled brat. And
yeah.
But at the same time, yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for Bam Margera now. He's had a fucking shitty decade.
Oh, yeah, it's awful. Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe this new one will.
And he has to make this without Ryan Dunne.
Yeah, that's the other thing, yeah.
There's making a new Jackass movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's awesome, but it's they're going to be seriously injured.
Johnny Knoxville already has a fucking piss bag.
Yeah, I've heard that.
He has a piss bag, forever? Piss bag? Well, go out swinging.
You don't have a piss bag temporarily, bro.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah. He's got
Did he, like,
so many-
puncture his kidney or something?
Yeah,
Or-
he's just gotten a million concussions.
I think it was that
and-
stunt with the rocket where he like rode the rocket into the lake.
Oh, yeah.
Something happened there, I believe.
Oh God, yeah.
I thought it was like something really closely like blew his dick off or something.
It was. I mean, he got hurt worse. He said on filming Action Point than he did anything during Jackass.
Oh, for what a shitty movie.
I
too.
know,
Like,
and-
why do they always try to shoehorn plot into?
Yeah. Well, and like I said, they burned a great story. When they made that movie, a true story about. We actually talked about it. We had
Yeah,
Joe
I
K at the
remember,
Action
yeah.
Park. Yeah, go back and listen to our amusement park episode where we talked about Action Park. But yeah, they burned a great story for like a movie that ended up being like this wasn't worth it to burn the story. It wasn't worth it to do this to your body. Like
I think it's because they hang out with Spike Jonze and they're like we want to be storytellers like him, and it's just like, yeah, but he does like the safe stunts.
I
and,
don't
like,
even know if that's right. I think Spike Jonze more hangs out with them. I've always viewed his role in that as more of a
You
know.
can tell like in those behind the scenes. Like,
He always comes
interviews
off as like the little
where they're
brother,
like,
though.
Yeah, you're a fucking like you're all of a sudden he's like this director guy. Look what the fuck is up with that?
Mm-hmm.
What's up with that? You're fucking stupid. What's up with that?
Yeah,
they're messing with him. It's like this Academy Award winning screenwriter and director.
Right.
And Jeff Tremaine's like Jeff Tremaine's like the fun like stepdad who's gonna let you do whatever the fuck he wants in his house.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I can smoke weed. Just do it in my garage.
Yeah. Spike Jonze always comes off as like the little brother tagging along, though. Even at this late date, even with all of his successes, he will always just be like,
Yeah.
oh, that's the guy who directed the badass like Bjork videos and shit.
Yeah, I mean that's the guy
Yeah.
who did Being John Malkovich and shit. And
Yeah.
But like that's the that's the thing about those movies. Why the Jackass movies themselves work is because it's this feeling of what will they do next.
Yeah, totally.
Not like, can they tell us a story? Like,
Yeah,
no
yeah,
one
no,
gives a
that's
fuck.
true.
That's why all their acting careers suck.
Yeah.
and it's just like, what will they do next to each other? And like that's what's funny about it.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. I think Johnny Knoxville, of all of them, is probably in the best position to be a legitimate actor at some point. But
I mean, he tried.
well, what's weird is
Dukes of Hazzard and A Dirty Shame later, and it's just like, just get punched in the dick again.
what's a shame is Spike Jonze has never really thrown him a bone. You would think at this point.
Spike Jonze isn't an idiot.
I mean,
He'll roll around in the dirt, but he's not going to be like, "Hey, Wee Man, be in my."
you don't
next
need
movie.
a wee man. Just get old Phil Clapp.
Yeah, well, I think it's because Spike Jonze grew up skateboarding and reading Big Brother and all this shit, and he's just like, yeah, this is cool. These are like skateboarding shitheads that
Right.
I like that remind me of my friends when I
Well, I
was
think he
growing up.
made skate videos for them.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
'Cause he had the famous video where he painted the skateboards green and then edited them out.
Oh yeah,
Have you ever seen that shit?
where he's painted the skateboarding green so it looked like they were floating or something.
Yeah, so he green screened them out of the skate video.
Oh,
so
that's
it just
cool.
looks it's a whole skate video where it looks like people are just like floating on air. It's pretty sweet. That was his first big thing, and I'm pretty sure he did that for Big Brother. So
He's a super inventive, super awesome filmmaker.
yeah.
I love Spike Jonze.
We used to have I'd love to get a hold of these again. I might order them. My friend Richard used to have the DVDs for it was the best of Spike Jonze music videos and the best of Michel Gondry.
and like there's the guy on fire on the cover of it. Yeah, I've seen that. That's-
God damn, man! And all the music was so good because he did he did music for like Biggie Smalls. He had Bjork
Beastie
on
Boys.
there, Beastie Boys, like
Yeah,
It was
awesome.
Fat Boy Slim. All of his Fat Boy Slim videos are incredible.
Oh yeah, dude.
And then Michel Gondry's had a great DVD too because he did like Fell in Love with a Girl, the Lego video for the White Stripes, and a bunch of other ones. But anyway, that's some shit I'd love to sit around and watch. Although I guess I could just pull all those videos up on YouTube. I would just
Dude,
have to
I would
see a
watch.
playlist.
I would full on watch everything Spike Jonze has made like over the course of this.
Yeah.
Now that I'm stating it on this, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
But it's like watch everything that Jeff Tremaine's made. It's just like this is the Jackass movies, which are fun.
Bad Grandpa was fun, or was it Dirty
I
Grandpa?
never
Bad
saw
Grandpa.
that.
Never
What
saw
is
it.
that movie?
It's like them trying to do a story again, but it's like let's take our Irving old guy character, but make it into a story with a kid in it.
Yeah, it's a whole movie with Johnny Knoxville as his old man character.
Is
Irving.
it
Yeah.
pranks and stuff?
Yeah, and it's like
yeah.
hot on the heels of Borat and Bruno and shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's very much like them doing a story, but then there's like actual like pranks, like unscripted pranks happening or stunts, I guess.
Oh, okay.
So, like-
maybe I'll watch it then. I just thought it was a fucking movie about the old guy.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it was funny. I remember watching it and being like, it's not on the level of Jackass by any degree, but it's still, you're like, well, I can watch Johnny Knoxville get thrown through a plate glass window off of that's one of the scenes is he's with his I guess it's his grandson, and they're outside of a drugstore, and they have those little rocket ships that you put 50 cents in, and they bounce you up and down, and he's on one of those, and it like suddenly launches him through the plate glass window of the store. If you just kind of like Jackass,
Yeah.
I know you're sitting your ass at home. It's Bad Grandpa, right? Because there's that
Grandpa.
Robert De Niro, Zac Efron one called Dirty Grandpa.
Oh yeah, Jesus! Watch that. Watch Bad Grandpa over Dirty Grandpa. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, if you're
We should watch both for the Patreon.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not watching a movie called Dirty Grandpa.
yeah, it's like
Fucking sounds disgusting.
Oh, Robert De Niro.
it's not even. It's just like Robert De Niro being like, "Hey, fuck you, asshole." It's like,
So it's
oh,
like
Robert De Niro curses.
Meet the Fockers.
Yeah, but with dirty language. It's so I understand. Or he's like, he's horny too.
Yeah.
I think Grandpa's horny.
And Grandpa likes to fuck.
Yeah, I don't know, like Bad Grandpa. There's a lot of like prank movies coming out right now. Like,
Well,
fucking-
that were coming out right now.
that were right.
What movies?
The
Eric Andre's got a
yeah.
movie coming out. The Impractical Jokers made a movie.
Yeah, well,
Jesus,
you don't
yeah.
like them, Rivers?
I don't know who. All I know is that I'll if I mention my dad is from Staten Island, they'll be like, "Oh, Impractical Jokers, you know them, right? They're like Staten Island guys." I'm like, I don't know. No,
You should check out the show.
yeah, okay.
It's honestly kind of funny. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I like prank shows. I just it's one of those things that
All the guys are fucking idiots.
Right,
But
right.
you start to be like, okay, well, if somebody's going to go out and prank, they have to be stupid.
sure.
Somebody
yeah.
smart isn't going to go out and prank people.
Some
That's
of the
true.
pranks are kind of fun. What the only thing that's annoying is like the whole like when we were all kids, we made a bond. We said we're going to be dumbasses in public forever, and we held true to that bond. It's like this whole like we were just four kids from the block. We like let's make a pact to be shitheads forever, and like that kind of thing's kind of annoying. But
Yeah,
some of
yeah.
the pranks are pretty funny.
Yeah.
They're funny.
I guess that is sort of the central sort of appeal of Jackass is you're like, oh, I just like these guys having fun together.
If you type in Jackass on YouTube, all these different things I've never seen before come up. Like these little like things from MTV, like specials. Like there's one where it was like when the first movie came out, they invited all these celebrities out to like a house and screened it in the backyard. And Danny Masterson, known rapist, is there. Laura Flynn Boyle's there. And at one point, she asked to use the VIP restroom, and they don't have. It's just like a bunch of porta potties.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "I'll take you to the VIP one," and he just leads her to an area away from everybody else where there's a porta potty. And then she's like, "I can't believe this," and then her and her friend go into the porta potty. It's just like, you're just looking for a place to snort coke. Jeez,
Hell yeah.
Jeez Louise, Laura Flynn.
And that's the last. She went in that porta potty and never came out, baby, because
Right.
no one's heard of her since.
And a couple-
Former wife of Jack Nicholson, I think.
Something like
Former
that.
star of Twin Peaks.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, I think that's kind of it, right?
I think that's
She's
about
been
it.
in something. I don't know.
Former obsessive girlfriend of Wayne in Wayne's World.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's right. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't have a gun, let alone miniguns, to necessitate a gun rack.
Another notable thing in some horrible foreshadowing. Multiple people on interview going, "Don't ever get in a car
With Ryan Dunne. Yep.
Don't. He's the worst driver.
he's
He's scary as fuck."
Jesus.
And then you know what else is on YouTube? The Ryan Dunne tribute that was on MTV. Where they tell a story that Ryan Dunne almost killed Bam Margera, his brother, and fucking like Rab himself.
Jesus.
And when they're like fucking teenagers flipping a car.
What a fucking dickhead.
What a-
Yeah,
I mean, like,
it makes
really.
you feel a lot less bad for
He
Ryan
killed an
Dunne.
innocent person, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
A
like,
friend of his.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
what a fun tribute to where they tell that story and they're like, here he is with a toy car up his ass.
It's Ryan Dunne like telling it, being like, yeah, it was really fucking stupid, and I was a kid.
I learned my lesson.
But then they did show him with the car up his ass.
drip, 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 drip. Well,
Who wants to drag race?
It's sad and all, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was fun to sit and watch Jackass. I laughed a bunch.
Yeah, talk about comfort watches. I've been leaning into some comfort watches lately. Yeah.
And then everything was good, and then there was an incident at my apartment last night.
What happened?
Yeah, it was not good.
What happened?
I woke up in the middle of the night, right? And I was like, fuck, I got to piss really bad. And so I hear my roommate, like, I live in the bottom floor where there's a bathroom right next to my room. So in the middle of the night, I'll just fucking walk out of my room with no clothes on, straight to the bathroom. It's not a problem. But I hear my roommate out there, and I'm like, fuck, I got to put on at least boxers or some shit.
Yeah, you sleep in the nude?
Yeah, why? What do you sleep in?
Underwear.
Okay, why?
I'm just curious.
They say in California it's actually a really bad idea to sleep with no clothes on because an earthquake could happen and you might have to run out of your house.
Yeah, well, Carter.
Also, there are ants in my room, and they would climb into my dick.
What? You have ants in your room?
Sometimes, on occasion, when I'm being a little sweet.
All right.
Am I crazy for wearing underwear when I sleep?
No, I always just wear the underwear. That's my go-to.
Well, normally I put a bottle cap on my dickhead. And I'll glue my butt cheek shut, and then I wake up and I split them apart, and then I pee the bottle cap off.
And you play the song "It's a Beautiful Morning."
It's a beautiful morning. I wake up. I go outside, shoo away all the people that are sleeping in my car.
So I can't do that though, because I toss and turn, and the underwear just gets all like I don't know, fucking twisted around. My dick gets caught on the.
I feel you.
You should get some micro briefs.
Yeah.
What you mean, like the
thong.
tight one?
Yeah, I mean a thong.
Yeah, I guess that would be a.
I'm joking. Continue.
Okay, so I go to put on my boxers. As soon as I lift up my leg to step in, my dick just starts pissing.
Oh Jesus!
And like in your room?
Yeah, absolutely in my room. And then I'm like, "What the fuck?" I put my foot down and I just pinch it off.
Oh no!
Like, what the fuck was that? And so I go to put on my boxers again. The same thing happens.
Whoa!
Oh,
yeah.
Every time you touch your boxers, your dick thinks you're in the bathroom.
It was when I was lifting my leg off the ground. I just had to piss so bad, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Is this kind of like woke you up from sleep? You had to pee so bad?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And so it probably happens like 3 times of that.
Yeah.
And then I just go to the bathroom, fucking I have piss all over the underwear and my legs, and I'm just
Oh Jesus!
It was a good amount. I don't know. I want to say maybe a cup of piss.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good amount.
You pissed yourself.
Yeah, that's a
Hey,
visual
what
piss yourself.
the fuck, man?
I'm not trying to put labels on anything.
I'm the most vulnerable person on this podcast.
That's true.
And now you're giving me shit.
Hey, look,
come
man,
on.
I was basically shitting myself downstairs like 30 minutes ago.
You can
so
give me shit.
Oh,
River's the least vulnerable person on the podcast. you can say nothing.
I know. I'm not. I'm just classifying it.
Nobody on the podcast knows anything about you. Okay, so go to the bathroom and come back in. I'm like, fuck, I got to clean up this goddamn piss now. And I'm still like half asleep. Like,
it's a bummer.
and so I just like take off my boxers and fucking mop up some of the piss with it, and there's still more.
Jesus Christ!
What the what's that? So there's my like socks near my shoes that I'd worn like the day before, so I was like, fuck it, I'll use these socks.
Right.
When I bend down to pick up a sock, I slip in my own piss. And fall down onto my knee, which hurts like fuck, by the way. Every step I took up the stairs up here.
My God.
I told you it was an incident.
This is the middle of the night.
Yeah. I like knocked over my fucking fan in my room and
No.
crushed the box I had it on top of.
Oh
Jesus.
my God!
That must
My
have been a
knees
hell
all
of a piss.
banged up.
Must have been a hell of a piss.
And then I didn't have the wherewithal to be like, I should take a shower right now. So I just got back into bed after I like dried myself off. And then had to wake up this morning, wash all my sheets, and mop my floor and take a shower.
Oh, yeah. That's a classic hit the showers kind of situation.
A moral struggle of like, am I going to share this on the podcast today?
I'm glad you did.
I was like, Carter will think it's funny.
He's fucking A, buddy.
But it was like, also, I don't know if I want to be the guy who goes around telling people this stuff.
Well, I mean, it's like,
but you don't get.
You didn't intentionally just like, I don't want to pee and sit in your bed and piss yourself. I mean, it was an accident.
I watched Jackass all night. I'm a piss in my own mouth.
I don't want to get up. That's yeah, boy. It's like one of those things, and I appreciate your candor.
Yeah,
for sharing it, because it's one of those things where I've been in moments like that.
Slipped in your own pee-pee before?
Slipped in your own pee-pee. You know, you're sitting around. You're well out of, well past your college age at this point.
I just turned 32.
Yeah.
Am I slipping on pee-pee?
I mean, it's like that. One time I was wearing gym shorts. I was trying to entertain my roommates, and I was farting, and I shit my pants in front of everybody. And it happens. And I was well past college age at this point.
That's some jackass shit.
Wait,
right
and you have a moment like that, and you think, do I share this with people?
Were you standing or were you sitting?
I was lazing on a couch like a cat.
Oh, no.
And I was like, check this out, and then shit my pants.
Wait, so was it...
Wait,
I'd like to say that I was.
Was it obvious to the assembled party what had happened?
It was after I said, oops, I shit my pants. So, we've been there.
What'd you do with the clothes? Did you just throw them away?
I was like, fuck this.
Yeah, of course.
And then I tried to throw them away in a trash can we shared, and they're like, don't throw them away there. And I was like, well, can I take a shower first? And so I cleaned myself, and then I took them out to the street trash can, and I was like, I did that thing where I was laughing at it for a long time, where I was like, that was funny, wasn't it, guys? And they were like, yeah. Like, I was like, then like I went to my room and like tried to find something to be serious about, like, after that. But that was I think that was.
Why aren't you telling the story on stage?
I don't know. You know how things just kind of hit you sometimes.
You don't want to make a note.
Shit stories don't work on stage.
Yeah.
I've never heard a funny story about somebody taking a shit on the stand-up comedy stage.
I know a lot of comedians in between sets. I find that's a great stress reliever.
You go shit your pants between sets?
But, yeah. It really breaks the ice if you shit your pants in front of a bunch of strangers. No, like if you talk with other comedians about shit your pants stories who you don't really know, everyone has one, and everyone is willing to, but no one can do it on stage. So it's like this great bit you can't do.
Yeah.
And everyone like starts sharing theirs like rapid fire, and it immediately breaks the ice, and then you feel like you know somebody.
When's the last time you shit or pissed yourself?
I like how this episode started with such promise, where it's like talking about political dissent and stuff, and it's like, one time I made duty.
I'm trying to think. Definitely once when I worked at the grilled cheese sandwich store on Sunset and Vine. Yeah, because dude, just via the nature of what we're serving there, which is grilled cheese sandwiches and salads.
Oh, just grease ball.
Just like, working a long shift. Ate my shift meal at lunch, and then 2-3 o'clock rolls around, and we had a
shit in your pants.
Yeah, dude, didn't make it. Like it came on like a hurricane.
Oh,
just
really?
fucking like
my pee story. Sometimes you're like, I gotta go. Oh no, it's happening.
There's something particularly humbling about it happening in adulthood, where you're just like,
I thought I had this.
Yeah.
I thought I had this
this
human being stuff.
Well, people forget the origin of the word snafu. Snafu is an acronym meaning situation normal all fucked up, meaning like something went horribly wrong in an instant.
Okay.
So it was a war term from World War II. Like, a snafu was we were out on patrol, not expecting to see Nazis, and then all of a sudden we're under fire. So situation normal all fucked up. This was a true snafu of like, hi, welcome to the melt. What can we do for you?
You almost hear this in your head, like,
yeah, totally. Yeah, like they're testing the sound system at a Dolby theater.
And then did you have to just leave work after that?
No, I mean, God, you get,
Oh yeah.
You just worked 8 more hours with a turd in your pants?
well, no. Fortunately, we had a lavatory, so I had unlimited access to a bathroom. So, lose the undershorts and then, clean myself up and then went commando the rest of the day.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you can do in that situation.
That's what the undershorts is for.
Oh, shitting your pants in public, definitely. You got to just throw it away in a public receptacle and then go commando the rest of the day. And then you feel kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You feel like you're shitting your pants all day when you're not wearing underwear.
Totally.
You're unable to feel sanitary the whole rest of the day.
Yeah. And your
Until you,
dick's rubbing up against your zipper and your pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. It's not fun.
Yeah, but that's the one that comes to mind most recently. But I'm sure it's happened.
Yeah, dude.
Some point before
We're
that,
in our
after that.
30s now. All our fucking washers are getting worn out,
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that little O-ring isn't quite as strong as it used
No,
to be.
it's not. I used to have a bladder of steel. Now I'm fucking slipping in my pee-pee. Fucking 5 a.m. or whenever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
I don't know what the worst part is. When I go out into my living room, my roommate wasn't even there. I
Just the TV was on?
I just heard a noise and I figured it was my fucking roommate.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah. It's...
That's the worst.
Jesus.
Tell me about it, Rivers. My fucking knee hurts. And that's the worst thing about my knee hurting. When I remember it hurts, I'm going to have to, why does my knee hurt? Oh, fucking yeah.
Yeah.
And also, because you're getting older, it's going to hurt for a while.
Yeah, no, dude. I didn't exercise today because I'm like, I can't do it on it. I'm also at the age where I've learned I can't try to exercise through an injury.
Yeah.
It's such a bad idea.
Dude, I fucking threw my back out like last week or two ago. And I was like, I just slept on it wrong. Like I just slept on it wrong, but I was like, I'm going to work, I'm going to try and hike during it. And it made it so much worse. And it made like something that could have been gone in a day or two last a week. And like that is depressing when you realize that like you can't work out through an injury.
Because all my exercises, I fucking walk around. I ride a bike. I don't do push-ups or pull-ups or anything like that. So, and I'm not going to start.
No.
But I am 5 pounds down from my last weigh-in.
Hell yeah.
So.
Hey, that's what's up, man.
Nice.
Getting there.
And I've been eating like shit lately, and we're going to eat like shit later.
Oh, yes, we are. Shout out to Eric Nelson. Thanks for giving us the the heads up on the BOGO wings at Buffalo Wild Wings. We gonna do it, baby.
Did he hit you up today?
No.
He's sending us food.
Oh, yeah. I did know that. Yeah, we're going to...
Paulo is.
Yeah, we had our regional snacks episode with Nicole Yates last week, and the Nelsons are going to send us some Minnesota snacks. We're going to do like an unboxing. Like, we're going to film the whole thing, and we'll put it up on Patreon at patreon.com/thegoodspod. So we'll be eating some Minnesota snacks.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. Brothers.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, also thank
you
you for the Buffalo Wild Wings tip.
Yeah, we're going to do that after this.
We'll go.
I do have a hypothetical that we got sent in to us from our friend Ben in Austin, east of the Rockies.
Yeah.
Okay, hypothetical. The Corona doesn't end anytime soon. All the artists in Los Angeles get desperate and will help you make your dream project free of charge, but with an unlimited budget. It can be anything. A movie, a play, a festival. I guess you don't want to do a festival if the thing isn't ending. A novel, whatever. What do you do?
Oh, that's a fun one.
Yeah, and he says copyright laws are waived because it's anarchy, so you can make a sequel or a ripoff or anything.
Okay, so it's like, what? I guess it's the whole idea is what do you do with an unlimited budget?
Yeah.
Like unlimited resources, unlimited budget.
Yeah.
Do you make a movie? Do you make
back, buy a bunch of weed, fucking chill.
Yeah. I'm making a project. It's called Sam Harder Chillin' Hard.
I'm working on the script.
Yeah.
Haven't bought a paper yet.
Chillin' as hard as humanly possible. The Sam Harder story.
It's an experiment.
Yeah.
Shit. What would you make?
My mind immediately drifts to fucking redo the Star Wars prequels.
Redo the Star Wars prequels?
Yeah, if you got unlimited money, fuck yeah. 100% just throw them out, redo them, do something else. Or truthfully, just
throw them out.
Well, no, but what I was going to say,
pay all that money to have them gone.
Honestly, keep Lucas's ideas and then give them to a competent fucking screenwriter and director and then just see what happens,
Okay, so with these with these funds, you'd become like a super producer.
Yeah, I'd get on that J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy shit and take over. You know, I'd get 2 hammers, like the guy on Citizen, and I would take over Lucasfilm. Yeah, and I would destroy the master copies of the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and the Star Wars prequels, and then we would redo those.
Yeah.
Actually, we wouldn't redo Indiana Jones. I'd kill Harrison Ford, so no more Indiana Joneses can happen.
Yeah. Well, he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Who knows? All right. Yeah. Super producer. Correct the fallacies of old.
Yeah. Well, because he says that it's anarchy, so you can do sequels, you can do ripoffs. That's where my mind goes. I had one of my best dreams ever about 10 years ago. I woke up and was so bummed to wake up. I just dreamed that I read a newspaper article that George Lucas was going to redo the prequels.
Huh.
And it made me so happy, and I just woke up in a great mood. And then when I woke up, I was like, oh, fuck. Jar Jar still exists.
I woke up and I was like, did I dream I pissed all over myself? That's how I woke up this morning.
I was so happy I didn't have to see Dexter Jexter again. I slipped on my own piss and broke my kneecap.
It is fucked up. It's more than just like a bruise. I can tell the kneecap's like slightly moving around.
Oh, no.
Really?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Good Christ.
I would just make a reality show with me and the boys.
Yeah.
Hey.
I guess, yeah, so we just do what we're doing now.
LA comedy life, but with the 3 of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wouldn't have to edit anything. It could be some fucking
There we go.
child slave and wherever the fuck, whatever country handles editing now. Filming the whole thing. I don't want to film it. Almost got punched by that lady that one time for filming her.
Oh, God, the insane woman in Oxnard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, go check out our Road to Oxnard episode.
AKA Rick Woods' girlfriend.
Ah.
Yeah, that's a fun one. Shit. Okay, I would either... Normally when faced with this question, I wish I had like a full functioning studio that I could record whatever I want with impunity. An entire album or like a musical album or like a comedy album, but like sketches. I think would be very fun to do in a dream scenario.
Yeah.
Or being able to purchase the rights for someone's life story or like intellectual property and direct because I think screenwriting is hard.
Yeah.
And having just an existing story that is wonderful that I could afford,
right?
Just with impunity and directing that.
Truthfully,
awesome.
that damn Frank Sinatra Jr. thing, I was like, I really do want to like turn that into something. Although,
what are you waiting for?
I know. I guess
all
it's
you got
time.
is time.
Yeah,
it's fucking raining out.
I mean, I don't know that or this is boring. I should get more crazy with it. I don't know. I'd
dude, you need to fucking buy a bunch of weed and you'll get real crazy with it.
Man, what is something like I would just want? Like, well, yeah, like no, okay, artistically have a full a studio that works just for me.
Yeah,
or I get to make someone's novel with impunity.
Okay.
And direct it. But if it's just like something that I want to have, getting high is fun.
Which novel do you have like novels in mind? Anything you've ever read that you're like this should be a movie?
Or a comic book?
Or a comic book? Yeah.
I know you're into comic books.
I am into comic books. Well, there's a bunch of movies that have been shittily. There's been like shitty made comic book. Like there's like Whiteout is something I just read, which is this movie with Kate Beckinsale, and the movie's supposed to be really bad, but the novel is very good.
Well, that's like, didn't they do 30 Days of Night?
Yeah.
And you're like, how could you possibly fuck this up?
And still, oh man, like Why the Last Man is a great graphic novel.
Yeah.
And it has been...
Dude, there's just a thing with like remakes in general where they remake good movies. You're like, dude, no, remake movies that were mediocre but a good idea.
And it's also like
they'll never go for that because they're always thinking we're gonna remake it and all the people will love it and they fuck it up.
Yeah.
And a lot of great movies are from novels. It's like there's still so many great fucking novels to be adapted. Like,
the one have you ever read Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler?
No.
It's one of my favorite like sci-fi post-apocalyptic books ever. And the setup you could pitch this in a meeting and sell this movie.
Yeah.
Especially now, is that so society
post-apocalyptic shit's going to be hot as fuck after all
my
this.
God. Well, so the idea is that society fell because somebody invented a drug that makes people horny for fire. And so the entire world, like, it literally just gives, like, when you set a fire, it gives you a giant orgasm. So the whole world is just these colonies of towns that have been built these huge walls that are trying to protect people from these, like, fire maniacs who are just trying to burn everything down. And it's and basically this starts with this young girl whose town gets burned down and she's, like, on the road. And it's so good. It was supposed to be a trilogy called Earthseed, and I think Octavia Butler wrote 2 of them and then passed away before she could finish it. But man, it's insane. So yeah, if y'all are sitting there looking for a novel recommendation, Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler.
All right.
But I've always thought that was like a fucking dope idea for just the setup is incredible.
Shit. Yeah, that'd be a good one. I heard that they were going to make this a few years ago, but like make like a biopic of Bill Hicks's life. They were going to do that.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
They were going to do that with Russell Crowe was going to play him or something. I guess it just fell through the cracks or some shit.
Okay.
But it's right after American came out. They were going to they were trying to option like a biopic for Bill Hicks.
Okay.
I guess it just didn't Bill Hicks.
Bill Hicks. Yeah, that's the name of the production company.
That's my name when I play guitar.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of like just a wacky thing to have if you were just super fucking rich. A personal chef would be nice.
Oh, yes.
Like just someone who would cook me just crazy shit all day long. I would get, Yeah, that's it probably.
I've been truthfully just actively avoiding the news pretty hardcore. I check up on Twitter.
There's no reason to look at it.
No, there's not. I'll look at Twitter. I give myself one quick glance over at the trends on Twitter, and that's about as much news as I get. So I missed this. This is from last week. This happened on March 31st. This is from the Washington Post. This is legitimately one of the craziest things I've ever read. On Tuesday afternoon, California Highway Patrol Officer Dylan Eckerfield was rumbling down Harbor Avenue on his police motorcycle in San Pedro, California, when he witnessed a strange sight. A freight train flying off the end of the tracks.
Jesus.
It didn't even try to slow down. He watched it smash through the concrete and steel barriers at the end of the tracks near the Port of Los Angeles. It crashed through a chain link fence, careened through the parking lot, another gravel lot, barely missing 3 occupied vehicles, then finally, after taking out another fence, came to a halt. Roughly 800 feet ahead was the USNS Mercy, the naval medical ship providing relief to hospitals overburdened with coronavirus patients, where police now believe that this train's engineer was intentionally headed. So somebody tried to crash a train into the giant...
To a boat?
The hospital, yes. So right now, Port of Los Angeles, biggest port in America, we have this large naval hospital ship that is essentially taking over hospital duties from all of the Los Angeles area hospitals so that they can focus on the coronavirus. So if if you break your leg or something, they're going to take you down to the ship to get your leg fixed and stuff. So this guy was trying to crash a train into this ship.
Why was he trying to crash this fucking...
Eckerfield pulled a U-turn. This is the cop, speeding in the direction of the spectacular train wreck, according to an FBI affidavit describing the incident. As he approached, he could see a man in a bright yellow fluorescent vest jump down from the train's cab and start running. Eckersfield sped into the West Basin container terminal, an enormous ship cargo yard, and found the man in the yellow vest walking towards him. Eckerfield drew his weapon and ordered the man on the ground. Right away, as Eckerfield placed him under arrest, the subject spilled out his story. Quote, "You only get this chance once. The whole world is watching," the suspect, later identified as Eduardo Moreno, told Eckerfield. Quote, "I had to. People don't know what's going on here, but now they will." Moreno, 44, was charged Wednesday in federal court with 1 count of train wrecking, which... Whoa. I didn't know that was the thing you could be charged with. Yeah. I think the last person charged with train wrecking was,
Amy Schumer.
Oh, damn, we should get a damn cowbell.
Guys, I have nothing to do all day long.
Man, God, just from the sniper's nest. Jesus, perfect. 1 count of train wrecking after admitting to intentionally running the train off the tracks in the direction of the Mercy hospital ship. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Los Angeles said in a statement, "No one was injured in the wreck, which caused a substantial fuel leak handled by firefighters." Prosecutors say Moreno was, quote, "suspicious of the USNS Mercy, believing officials were lying about its true purpose. He believed it had an alternate purpose related to COVID-19 or a government takeover," they said. Moreno was held in jail overnight by local authorities before making his first appearance in federal court Tuesday on the train wrecking charge, which carries a maximum punishment of 20 years in prison.
Whoa, fuck.
They don't have a crazy test if you drive a fucking train?
Apparently not. Yeah, this is...
it's like, it's on a track.
as I've stated before, this is perfect fodder for my favorite SNL or any other sketch of all time, Tales of Fraud and Malfeasance and Railroad Hiring Practices.
Oh, yeah. That's just so great.
George Clooney hired this guy. So Moreno could not immediately be reached for comment late Wednesday, and it's unclear if he has an attorney. In interviews with the FBI and Los Angeles Port Police, Moreno said, quote, "Everything was normal, and no one was pushing my buttons when he came to work on Tuesday morning." He said he hadn't spoken to anyone about wrecking the train and didn't even plan it himself until the idea came to him spontaneously that afternoon. It popped into his head as he contemplated the pandemic, particularly the hospital ship. But in a conspiratorial mind, Moreno told detectives that he had been, quote, "putting the pieces together." He no longer believed that the ship is what they say.
Oh, Jesus. See, this is...
He's driving a fucking train.
Jesus.
Like...
It is what happens when, like, people are forced to be sequestered into cages, and then you just keep poking them with bad news relentlessly every day.
Well, this guy's what do they call it? This guy's essential personnel. He's not in a cage. He's driving the train.
All right. Well, he's also, very paranoid.
But he's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
The point is, you shouldn't give a crazy person a
train.
A train.
Ozzy Osbourne said it best. He said, "We're going off the rails on this crazy train."
This is literally the crazy train. He believed, quote...
Do you think when he was doing it, he was like... Wait
till... I'm telling you, the last line of this article is one of the most beautiful things I've ever read. He believed that, quote, "They are segregating us, and it needs to be put in the open," according to the affidavit, which doesn't explain what Moreno might have meant by that. He was pushing his last train of the day, a cargo bound for Vietnam, when the idea hit him. He would, quote, "draw the world's attention to the USNS Mercy." If he derailed the train and then people could see for themselves, according to the affidavit, he would wake people up. Quote,
and it ended up being a little sideline story on this podcast.
Oh, dude, listen to this. Quote, "I don't know. Sometimes you just get a little snap, and man, it was freaking exciting," Moreno told detectives.
Yeah, I mean,
little snap.
I'm sure you fucking get a huge adrenaline rush when you're crashing a train on purpose.
Yeah, when you snap from reality and you're like,
Oh, there goes gravity.
Yeah, that's right. Mom Spaghetti's going to be everywhere after this.
I just had it, and I was committed. I just went for it. I had one chance.
One shot, one mic.
Do not miss your chance to derail a train. It's unclear if he intended to hit the ship directly or just crash near it. Security cameras inside the train's cab captured him hurtling towards the end of the track, the affidavit said. He made no attempt to pull back the throttle, no attempt to engage the brake, and instead putting the train in full speed. At the last minute, Moreno this is the part that's great. At the last minute, Moreno lit a flare. He looked up into the cab's camera, raising his middle finger to it. And then just before the train smashed through the concrete barriers, he stuck the flare out the window, keeping it there all the way through the impact. He told detectives, quote, "I can't wait to see the video."
Neither can I.
Buddy, unfortunately, they'll never release that video. But
if he wasn't going to get fired before, that's the nail in the coffin.
The
right
middle
there.
thing, well, he was going to get fired no matter what.
What was he looking to expose that was going on?
This is one of these stories. I'm going to keep following this because it's one of those things like, I'm happy no one died. I'm really happy he didn't die.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because this is the type of crazy we want a lot of ink spilled on this guy.
It's just great nobody got hurt.
Yeah, it's great no one got hurt, but it's one of those things like, there's like the famous tank chase in San Diego. And if you guys are looking for, I don't need to plug this podcast because it's crazy popular, but The Dollop, their episode about the tank chase is insane because you remember this, the guy steals the tank and drives over a bunch of cars and shit in San Diego. And it turns out it's because he had a fight with a dragon in the bottom of his gold mine that he had in his backyard, and God was telling him to go to City Hall. Like, there's this crazy backstory, but the cops killed that guy. And he was on meth. That's why he stole the tank.
Was this guy on drugs?
Yeah, he was on drugs. He was on... you mean the
Moreno,
guy? We don't know yet. We don't know yet. I don't know if...
Maybe he's off his meds or something.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I think he might be one of those... I don't know how hard it is to drive a train, but I imagine he's it's probably not.
I can imagine how hard it is to get your medication from places right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Pharmacies are still open.
Well, I mean, think about how many people that you see on a regular basis before all this, just on a regular basis in the last 10 years, totally having a meltdown online. Like a complete psychotic break from reality, and it's all there online. Now imagine a guy who has to drive a train. Like I said, I don't know what all's involved in driving a train, but if he has any access to
I bet it's a pretty lonely existence, too.
That's what I'm saying.
You can formulate webs of conspiracy all goddamn
where
day.
he's just fucking, pushing throttles and reading his phone and going slowly insane.
Sure.
And all of a sudden...
And then, it's like every 5 minutes a story comes through on his phone where it's just like, you may have had it for months and it'll kill you overnight.
Yep.
That kind of shit is going to drive someone who is extremely lonely, and like fucking nuts. And it's like, I'm going to make a difference and show the world what's on that. Like, I don't even know. I think he just wanted to make some sort of an impact before.
Well, he made an impact.
He sure did.
Yeah,
right through a wall. But
yeah. And if you look at the pictures, we'll put this up on our Twitter. The train is nowhere near the fucking ship.
Yeah, so close yet so far.
Like, it would have never made it that far. I think he was thinking like, this is going to be great. I'm going to make this train fly. And like, yeah. Anyway,
that's insane. That reminds me of the guy from fucking the Hadron Collider. The Hadron, the whole thing about the Hadron Collider.
Creating a black hole.
Yeah, and this guy, there was a news story, or there was a rumor that a guy showed up who claimed he was from the future, who was there to dismantle the Hadron Collider, like a la Terminator style.
Yeah.
And he got arrested. It was just this thing in France. It was this guy in a black coat, and it was just like, I mean, it's not.
But he didn't work for the Hadron Collider.
No, that's
why this is so weird. It's like you're like, no one was until this moment thinking about the sanity of train drivers and what an enormous responsibility it is.
Oh yeah,
to have to be a guy who drives a train. And now it's like, I didn't think I'd ever have to say this, but let's get the train drivers some psychologists, please. Like,
sure. I mean,
I didn't know this was going to be an issue, but now that it's an issue, it's an issue.
I wanted to do some worse to social media.
Oh, okay.
I wish I could look at you while I'm reading this, but I can't because I would love to see your reaction. And this is from a comic. One time a guy asked me why I have such dark jokes that make the crowd uncomfortable, because when I was joking about silly things, I had the audience in tears. It's because if I don't joke about all of it, it's not me. If I don't joke about the dark things, I'll be in tears.
Okay. Well.
Okay. If you don't joke about the dark things, you'll be in tears.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be like a couple of weeks away from this. You might be like, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
I mean,
people are really going through some shit right now.
Yeah. I mean,
it's always weird when you run into those comedians where they're like, oh, it's not even about making people laugh, man. This is about fucking exploring
It's about my expression of my emotions.
Right. And you're like, nah, man. That's something different.
And it's like everything else. It's like the truth's in the middle. So it's like people who are too much to the degree of like, man, what I do is just as important as a doctor, man. Like, laughter's good for the soul, brother. It's like that.
Yeah.
That, and then the other thing is like, this is how I express my pain. This is how I get it off my.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise, I would explode. It's like It should be an expression, but it should also be for people.
Yes, it should be.
Don't waste everybody's fucking time.
Bingo. Yeah. The whole idea is like, okay, I want to take my weird thoughts and make them palatable to an audience.
Yeah, exactly.
As opposed to, I'm just going to force my weird thoughts on people and not even make an attempt to make myself relatable.
Or that's fine if you want to just be completely like obtuse and not be relatable. But you also you are being you
can't be mad.
Yeah, you can't be mad when people make fun of you because you're like my dark thoughts and the dark tears. You can't be mad when people make fun of that.
Jesus. Well, shit. I think we're calling that a damn ep. Thanks for listening. Find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley.
Follow me at whatever, Facebook, and then listen to the Patreon.
Yeah, we reviewed WrestleMania 36. Sam and I did I think we did about a 2-hour review of the entire audience-less WrestleMania, so it was very fun. So give that a listen.
Yeah. I've already gotten some positive reviews on it.
Oh, good. Yeah, Sam gives his actual phone number on the Patreon, so if you want to contact him directly, patreon.com/thegoodspod.
That's real contact info. I'm on Instagram and Twitter, Carter_Glasscock.
Oh, we got a cool picture sent to us, too.
Oh, yeah.
that
Shout
was
out
really
to
nice.
Jeff. Did some artwork. I look very much like wrestling podcaster Conrad Thompson.
Me and you both look so goddamn angry in this picture.
Yeah,
and then Carter's happy, which is pretty accurate with Carter.
Yeah.
He's usually pretty happy.
I'm pretty happy.
Pretty accurate with me, too.
I'm very happy.
Rivers,
Yeah.
on the other hand, you're usually pretty happy.
Yeah. No, I do love our various outfits. I'm wearing we put this up on our Twitter at the Goods Pod, so you can see it. I'm wearing a Bobby the Brain Heenan / Ted DiBiase-esque wrestling manager jacket that has my initials on the lapels, which I now really want in real life.
You know, this is a long time deep cut listener because he drew the Thundercloud Subs t-shirt on me.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what that is.
Yeah.
I thought it was a reference to the sandwich group. I thought it meant taking care of sandwiches.
I thought it meant taking care of shit.
Yeah. But then, of course, Carter's got his Kiss Me Carl t-shirt on, which is great.
Yeah, my catchphrase.
Yeah.
Kiss me, Carl. Damn it. Kiss me, Carl.
So,
Please add a Y to that for him so then he can show his girlfriend. what a good boyfriend
that's
he
right.
is.
Wait. Show who?
Kiss Me Carly.
Yeah, if it
Oh,
said Kiss Me Carly.
No, she gets enough attention as it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Shout out to Jeff. Thank you so much for sending that in. And and we'll see you guys next time. And also, I wanted to say, very, very funny comedian Vic Henley passed away today. He was from Birmingham, Alabama. He has a really funny, if you can find it, Comedy Central half hour that came out in like the mid to late 2000s. And he went to Auburn. So,
Nice.
R.I.P. Vic Henley and War Eagle.
I'll do a little something different here. I'm in a storytelling show here in town where comics get together and tell stories. So, and I'll tell you guys a little story here. They, because it amazes me still after living here, the things people say to you just right off the bat. You know, you walk off stage talking to somebody at a club or somewhere, like, where are you from again? I'm like, Alabama. Really? Tell me about the Klan. Well, pull up a chair here, my friend, and let me regale you with the fabulous jackass. Because this guy said this to me a couple of weeks ago, and it actually did remind me of the first time I ever saw the Klan, everybody, all right? So I was a senior in high school, and some friends of mine and I were driving over to Birmingham, Alabama, about an hour away. We were making the big road trip over because we want to go see Kiss in concert. Yes. White trash story does not start out exactly like that. There's four of us. We're in a silver Trans Am with the T-top convertibles. They are removed. Right? And we're everybody's carrying on. We're in the back seat. We're all liquored up, and we're having a big time. Now, one of our friends is going with us to the Kiss concert. His name is Scoop, and Scoop. Anyway, Scoop happens to be a black man, and he's going with us because he cannot understand why anybody would want to go see Kiss in concert. He's a black guy. He likes rhythm and blues, musicianship, funk. He's not in it. We're like, no, it's like theater. There's blood and fire, and he's like, crazy ass cracker. So Scoop was with us. So like we thought it was going to be a pretty good trip because someone in the car threw a bottle of some sort over the car. Not the riding on the passenger side pitching it out, but like somebody tossed one over the whole car and hit a mile marker sign on the side of the highway, one of those little green signs. So we really thought that Jesus had touched our car at this particular point. And so we know it's going to be a big trip. So we're out of all the goodies, and so we're going to stop at a convenience store and get some more beer and stuff, and we need some gas. And we pull off this little exit here in the middle of nowhere, and there's just a grocery store and a gas station in front of it, right? And here's four Klan guys standing in the middle of the road having a roadblock for the Klan. They got buckets. They want people to donate money to the Klan. It's like an old country, like people would have like for cancer or muscular dystrophy or any other legal charity. These jackasses are standing out there with all their Klan hood on. They have buckets on, right? They have the stuff pushed up. It's like, and it's August, so it's like 9 million degrees, 800% humidity. So not only are they racist, they're idiots. And so as soon as Scoops, and the youngest one is 80 if he's a day. Right? And so people are riding by honking horns, throwing cigarettes at them. Nobody's, it's more sad than anything. So as soon as we get out of the car, Scoop, my black friend, sees this. He's like, oh my God, I've got to have one of those hats. Right? My friend that is in the front passenger seat, he is a 4-time state champion wrestler, okay? So he's a very powerful man. So as soon as Scoop says this, my buddy goes, well, let's just beat the piss out of him and take it from him. Good God, they're 305 years old. Hell, I can take 4 of them. Come on. Let's strip them naked and leave by the side of the highway. Screw these guys. They're in the Klan. And the rest of us are a bunch of wusses, so we can, I'm like, look, let's not beat the hell out of the old guys here. Here's what we should do. I tell Scoop, I'm like, look, you get down behind the driver's seat here. Don't let them see you. It might scare them. And I'm like, I'll get down behind you in the back seat here, and I'll hold your feet where you won't fall out of the car, right? And so the T-tops are out. The convertible is out. And I tell my brother that's driving, I'm like, look, act like you're going to give this jackass $1. Here, take $1 and wave it to him. And then when he comes over near the car, we're right by the on-ramp, right? So when he comes near the car, I tell Scoop, I'm like, when he gets close to dunk the $1, I go, you pop up, grab the hood, you hit the gas, we'll do a little snatch and grab. Right? So Scoop is in our high school yearbook holding up the Klan hood, waving at the camera like this right here. That is the Klan story, everybody.